Welcome to the Connor's Corner segment of Ask the Lawyer. With me right now is one of the true legends of early television, Joyce Randolph. And the reason, even the younger people in this office watch old honeymoon episodes on TV. And Joyce Randolph was Trixie. Welcome to the show, Trixie.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
How did you get lined up with the Honeymooners with Jackie Gleason and so forth?
Oh, well, I'd been an actress for quite a while. I started on the stage. And then you sort of segue into television because it was very up and coming. And I did a number of television shows and with Colgate Comedy Hour, and they had rotating comics like Milton Berle and Danny Thomas and Fred Allen, and there was one other. And I was on all of their shows doing little bits and pieces and things. And then one day the casting guy from the Honeymooners called me. Well, it wasn't Honeymooners yet. He called me to do a Clorox commercial. So I did this Clorox commercial, and then I guess I was on his mind because I had just done that. And he said, have you... it's also long ago. I start forgetting what happened. Excuse me.
That's all right.
Yeah. He said, "Have you watched this thing that we've started to do on the Jackie Gleason show called The Honeymooners?" And I said, "No. Diana and I, my roommate, we don't even have a television set. We were poor." And he said, "Well, it's about this big blustering guy. He's a bus driver. His wife." Is called Alice, and she's played by then, in those days, by Pert Kelton. And he said that his best buddy is a sewer worker named Ed Norton, and they've written in a wife for Ed called Trixie. And I thought of you. You could, can you come in and do it once? That's the audition, just doing it once, because we were only on Channel 5, which was an independent, small channel then. And I came in and with very little rehearsal, because that's the way Mr. Gleason worked, very little rehearsal. He didn't believe in a lot of rehearsal. And the show went off okay, and so then a few weeks later, Joe Cates was on the phone, and he says, "Well, Trixie's back in the show. I guess you're doing it, and come in and do it." I said, "Fine. Wear your own clothes." They didn't even give me any clothes, and I wear my own blouses and skirts. And I dug up a front apron from somewhere. And so that's how that started. And that's not a good way to start, because I had no agent representing me or anything. I had just fallen into it, and they just give you the least amount that they could, and that's the way it was. It got a little better, because then in 1952, CBS bought us for 52 to 57, and the parts were longer. The Honeymooners got longer and longer. It wasn't just a very tiny thing that Gleason did. It slowly became about the biggest skit that he did on his own show. And we were always part of the like Jackie Gleason show. We didn't become on our own as Honeymooners until 57, about 54, 53, 54.
Did you ever think 65 years later people would still be watching the shows?
Oh, absolutely not. We had no idea. This came as a big surprise.
Like you're part of American television history. The whole show, all four of you.
Yeah, that's what people tell me. Mm-hmm. So that's nice.
What was it like working on the set? Was it easy? Was it hard? Was it just a job?
Well, it was hard because Jackie wouldn't rehearse much. The scripts were sent to our apartments on Thursday night for a Saturday show. And we'd go in Friday and still didn't see Mr. Gleason, but the changes were there that he had made in that script. So we got our changes, and then we showed up at noon on Saturday, and that was it. Then finally we saw him. And finally we had a bit of a rehearsal, not a lot. And then he would disappear in his dressing room, and we would all run up to Audrey's dressing room and run the words over and over so that we could get through that at 8 o'clock when that little light went on, and we knew we were live, and we had to do it.
What's your greatest memory from the show?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many memories, golly. I don't know. No one that's greatest. It's just happy to do all those shows, and that people still love it, and that I hear from people, and there are fan clubs, and all sorts of things.
Now, speaking of that, my wife was at the Three West Club, and she heard you were speaking at the Lambs Club. Now, what is the Lambs Club?
The Lambs Club is the oldest theatrical club in America, and we've been around for a long time. My late husband, who died, 15, 20, I'm trying to think when he died, he was the shepherd of the lambs for the last 11 years of his life. Shepherd meaning president.
Right.
And so we have another one. We've had several since then, and one now is called Mark Barron, and he works very hard to keep the club going because clubs are all faltering nowadays. People don't join clubs anymore. It's not a big thing. And young people don't seem to want to join clubs. They'd rather run to 8th Avenue in their blue jeans and, drink in some bar rather than belong to a nice club. But it's a great club, and we've got a few new younger members, so hopefully we're not going to die off.
What are the qualifications to be a member? Do you have to be in show business?
Well, that helps, but if you just admire show business, you can get in if you have your initiation fee, and if you're a good person, if somebody submits you, so it's not too difficult.
Are you working on any projects right now?
No, because I'm not well anymore. I'm 94, and it's damn broken hip, and my in the same leg, my knee is very bad. And that should have been replaced long ago, but you can't do it now. No knee doctor wants to do me at 94. I could die under the anesthetics. So it holds me back. The bad knee infects the whole leg and my back, but I keep going.
Do you watch the Honeymooners now? Do you watch the repeats?
Sure, not every night, not always, because it's on here 11 or 11:30 in New York City on channel 11. And I think I did look last night, but and they have the marathon on New Year's Eve, or was it Christmas Eve? I don't know. They had them where they run they run all 39. But there are more than 39, but those are called the classic 39.
Thanks for your contribution to TV history, and we really appreciate your sharing your thoughts today. And anybody looking at the Lambs Club, where do they notify? It's the 3 West Club, 3 West 51st Street. Is that where they would get an application?
3 West 51st. Yeah, they could get an application there at the main front desk, I believe, or go up to the 5th floor. We have the 5th floor, and it's not always populated, but Friday nights it would be. They come Friday night to the 5th floor, say hello, and find out more about it.
Okay, 1 second. My wife Beth wanted to say a word.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm so sorry that I missed you at the Lambs Club. Years ago, I sang with the Fred Waring Show.
Oh, yeah.
And he had also been the president of the Lambs Club.
Yes, he'd been a shepherd, Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. Well, he could catch us off guard when we were performing, too. We didn't do a whole lot of rehearsing for something new.
Well, things came off better that way. They were fresh.
They were fresh, absolutely. You just better not tell him you didn't feel good, because you'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Our tenor soloist one night said, he couldn't go on because he had a stomach ache. And Mr. Waring says, well, that's okay. And then he didn't let him sing for 3 weeks.
Well, he punished him, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. But I wish to goodness I had been there when you had been at the Lambs. But thank you so much for coming on the show.
I still go. I try to go every Friday, but it's too difficult. I walk in a walker, and so it's difficult. But I try to go every Friday. You should stop by some Friday night and say hello to people.
Well, I thought about I'm going to do that. I am absolutely going to do that. Thank you so much. I keep saying I'm going to, and I just never do. But I absolutely will.
Look for Mark Barron. Mark Barron is the shepherd, and he's a very nice guy, and he'll show you around.
You are a sweetheart. Thank you so very much.
Joyce Randolph, the Honeymooners Trixie. Thank you for being on Connor's Corner.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, dear.